Okay, so I'm super excited to welcome you guys to our call. I know that your time is precious. It's a Tuesday night, so I don't want to take too long on this, but we've had a lot of really phenomenal questions behind the scenes. So on tonight's call, I'm going to give it to y'all straight. This is going to be straight, no fluff. It's going to be from my heart exactly what I do, how this team has grown to where it is now, and really get into the nitty-gritty on what coaches do, because that is the number one question that I get from people who are interested in coaching and seeing whether how we serve others, or see the transformations that we go through, or see the friendships that we develop, or see the income that continues to build. They're like, I don't understand what you really do, because you're not posting things about products, you're not doing that. So how on earth are you building a team or building a lucrative business when I'm not seeing you post all of that stuff? You're sharing your life. How on earth are you building a business doing this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be screen sharing. So if you guys are on a cell phone or a tablet, when I screen share, it should pop up in the middle of your screen. And everybody who's viewing, you're going to be going onto the side or onto the top. So just to give you guys a heads up, it might be centered a little bit off on yours, but this call is going to be recorded. So if you guys are listening at home or you're driving and there's chaos behind the scenes, totally okay. If you guys have to hop off, this will be processed and we can send it to you as a recording as well. Final thing, at the bottom of your screen is a little chat icon. Feel free to type in questions as I go along. If I see them, I will address them immediately and answer them. If not, I will get to them at the very end, okay? No question is off limits on these calls. I am a big believer in, I was a huge question girl before I signed up as a coach, so there's no question that is too ridiculous or too silly, because I promise if you guys have that question, somebody else on the call has the same one, they just haven't asked it yet, okay? So I'm a question girl, I love questions, so feel free to ask questions as I go along, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So first, I want to share a little bit about myself and how I came into coaching. So let me blow this up a little bit. This is my family here. So I am a mom to 5, and I have 4 sons and a daughter. And yes, they're all biologically my children. I get that question often. They range now from ages 13 to 4, so 4 sons and a daughter. And growing up, I was always incredibly athletic. So whether it was diving or cross country or softball or soccer or whatnot, I was always really athletic growing up. And I didn't realize until after I had really my 4th and then 5th child, kind of how blessed I was in the regard that I started young with children and my body just bounced back when I was younger. So having 4 children in 4 years really threw a huge curveball in, and it was just, I didn't know what to do. And what I call it is my biggest loser moment. And that happened when I got out of the shower after my 5th was born. And he was about 6 months old. And at that point, I was a size 16, 18. I was so large, I actually didn't fit into my extra large maternity clothes, and my son was 6 months old. I didn't exist in pictures anymore. I was always behind the scenes in pictures. I kind of went through probably Britney Spears' midlife crisis where I shaved my head. A lot of people don't know that. So I went in and I'm like, I want it all off. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I remember I got out of the shower and I walked past the mirror and I looked at myself and I looked at my body, and I hadn't done that in a very long time. And I just fell to pieces. And that's what I call my biggest loser moment, when my husband walked in and I was a complete disaster on the floor in a puddle, literally just bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, that doesn't match who I am. And that was a pivotal moment to me that's always burned into my memory on how that happened. And I remember going, I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to get back to who I am. I'm going to be the person that I recognize in the mirror again. And from that point on, I started on my health and wellness journey. And I wish I could say I found Beachbody right away. And I didn't. I did 6 months of CrossFit, which I absolutely loved because of the camaraderie of it. However, I had too many children and I wasn't able to get there more than 3 times a week. The camaraderie of CrossFit is really a lot of what I bring into our team dynamic. I was always the heaviest one at CrossFit and always the last one done. And there was never a single workout that I did where a person who was there left early until I finished. If that meant they had to come in at 5:30 in the morning and run it in with me, or help me with my burpees or whatnot. So that mentality and that team mentality is really what stuck with me. After that, I saw my coach now, who was posting online about this Beachbody thing, but she'd asked me about it, and I was like, no, that's okay. I'm going to do Nutrisystem. So I did Nutrisystem for 4 months. And I ended up losing, let me go through here and make sure everybody's muted, guys. Sorry, it's a little loud. Went through and I was losing some weight. However, I wasn't learning how to cook for myself. I wasn't learning how to really take care of myself. I wasn't exercising, and I was spending $500 to $600 a month on Nutrisystem food that came prepackaged, which was not healthy, but it was just small portions. So finally, I reached out to my now coach, and we started talking, and I said, listen, here's my issue with this Beachbody thing, is I can't work out at the beach. And I had no idea what it was. And she goes, no, you don't work out at the beach. You work out at home, and you're part of these online challenge groups, and they help keep you accountable. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so I can do this like before my kids get up or while they're up, and I don't have to have all these gyms tell me that I have too many kids and I take up the quote at their daycare there. So I started as a challenger. So I started using a program called Insanity, which is absolutely insane. Still the hardest program I've ever done. And drinking chocolate vegan Shakeology. And I had incredible results. And really what came out of it not only was my transformation, but along with that challenge group came all these cool, awesome people. Most of them I had never met. They were international people involved in this group who were supporting me and encouraging me. And about 5-6 weeks into it, I decided to sign up as a coach. And when I signed up as a coach, it was no looking back. I was actually on vacation in Tennessee with very limited reception with 5 children, and couldn't stop thinking about this opportunity and how people were starting to ask me about what I was doing because of what I was sharing, and they'd see me in person, and I was just an overall happier person. And I called my coach, I got on the interstate, drove down the road till I had reception, called her, and I was like, I'm ready. I know this is crazy. I'm in the mountains. I don't know what I'm doing, but something inside, this fire inside me is not going out, and I need to do this, and I need to do it now. So I signed up as a coach, and I haven't looked back from day one. From day one, I have been all in. So this picture in here, it's a little hard to see because it's probably small on your screen, and that's actually not my true before picture. I never took a before picture of what I really looked like, so that's why I'm really adamant about it in the group, so you always take a before picture. But that was me at the beginning. So I definitely have a testimony when it comes to, I know the struggle and I know the frustration, and I get it when people talk about being at their wits' end and they've tried many things that don't work. I've been doing this now for 3 years and 2 months, and I can tell you that the reason that it works is because of the people that I'm around. And I can tell you that if I was not a coach, I would not be maintaining the results probably that I am now. As a coach, I have an entire army of friends when you sign up that comes along with it. Whether or not you want that, it's going to come with it, and it's amazing. Some of my best friends are people, actually a lot of them I didn't even meet for my first time until we have our national convention. And it just blows me away that when you need that support, they are there. So what I want to go into is, what is Beachbody? Now, I was very honest about that. I didn't know what Beachbody was. I thought I had to work out at the beach, number one. And when she told me it was at-home fitness programs, I thought she was talking about something like Richard Simmons, like crazy jazz hands, like hokey thing going on behind the scenes. And I'm like, I want something cool. Like, I need to be cool in this. If I'm doing something around my kids, it's got to be cool, right? So this is a business. This is a company that is just grossed their first $1 billion year last year. They have over 30 programs. The number one infomercial in the world was 21 Day Fix, which is a program that launched 2 years ago. I was a part of that launch, and remember when it sold out in less than 24 hours. They're a 100% debt-free corporation, which is an incredible attribute to have I love working with and for a company where everything is in the black and never in the red. Hundreds of millions of dollars are spent every year on advertisement. And the reason why I want to mention that is because if you are interested in coaching as a business opportunity, if you're looking at this from come home from work full time, put money away for college savings, build your dreams, whatever you want to get out of this, the beautiful thing about Beachbody is it has high brand recognition. So whether it's infomercials at night, many nursing moms come to me because they've been up at 2 a.m. nursing a baby, and this infomercial pops up when they're scrolling. On TVs, on buses, on planes, on advertisements, on billboards. Beachbody is out there, and usually somebody has heard of some tangent of Beachbody, whether it's going to be Shakeology, P90X, Tony Horton, Shaun T, Size, 21-Day Fix, Autumn Calabrese, 3-Day Refresh. It's a broad market that's not just exercise and it's not just nutrition. In my opinion, that's what makes this company and this opportunity so unique, is because they've blended. It's a beautiful hybrid of both sides of what you need to maintain a healthy and fulfilling life. You're not just focused on nutrition and you're not just focused on exercise. I truly believe you have to have both. It has to be a great equilibrium in your life, and that's something that Beachbody provides for you. You don't have to outsource to different places to find things that are going to fit this puzzle and fit what somebody needs. Along with that is going to come 30 plus programs. And that's something else that's really important to mention, because it's not a one size fits all. You're not going to have a program for a guy and a program for a girl, okay? You're going to have people that come with you with very specific needs, whether it's dietary needs, whether it's fitness restrictions, whether they like certain cardio or they want to do weights. I have never, and honestly, I've never had a customer that I could not find a fit for. Beachbody has a 30-day back money guarantee, and you can exchange things as well. So I've had a handful of customers like, you know what, not my fit, so we find something else that's going to work for them. But going into this, it's very important to know that they gauge and continue to develop programs and products with how society is functioning and what there is a need for. For me, as a business owner, that is incredibly important to me to know that what the demand is, they're meeting that in the supply. So wanted to go through a couple photos. So these are some of our girls. This is at our convention in Nashville. And I just wanted to go through a couple of these photos to remind you guys that even though what you see, so much of what we do is online, which is the beauty of it. How I can have 5 children and my husband works nights and then days and is crazy weird hours and is out of town, and I can build a thriving business yet still connect with people in person. So this is a convention that we have every year. It's called Summit. The past 2 years it was in Nashville. Before that was in Vegas. So this is my 3rd summit. Next year it's going to be in New Orleans. Summit grows exponentially. This year we had 26,000 coaches there. We have 460,000 coaches in the network. So as it continues to grow, they're continuing to have to find places in convention centers that are actually large enough to hold such an explosion of growth for this company. But the beauty of it is you have people that come from all over. So these are West Coast, East Coast, from Canada down, actually represented in this particular picture. So it's important to know that even though a lot of what you might see me do is online, you can build this business however you want to. We have coaches who do it in person. We have coaches who do it through work in person. I'm able to use Facebook as really my gateway. I have built from an organic market all the way up through my cold market completely through Facebook and with people with word of mouth and referrals. We also have fun events, so Success Club Cruise. This was a cruise that we had last year. I went to Cancun. This year was the cruise. This was completely paid for because our team is thriving and hitting their goals, and it's just an amazing thing to be part of and to have a sisterhood, a family and an army behind the scenes who are there to support you and who get it and who have your best interests at heart. So I just wanted to throw those in here. And there's actually one more picture. This is from Summit this year. So they actually closed down all of Broadway. So these are all the coaches that you can see all the way back almost to Vanderbilt University in Nashville. That's a question I get all the time, so I want to make sure that I address it. We also have quarterly meetings called Super Saturdays where we host those. They host those locally, so wherever you're at, you'll be able to find one. I'm on the Tampa Market Council here, so we're working on a big Super Saturday in 3 weeks, and that's going to be the first ever one that's going to be a Super Saturday Olympics. So we have an entire event set up for that. So super, super fun. Okay, so the second half of this, I'm going to break down exactly what does a coach do. So this was actually a cover profile that I had on Facebook a while ago, and it's important to know that you are going to be sharing your life. That is what the culture of our team is. That's not what every other team is going to do, okay? But we are believers that you serve others, you don't sell products. And if you have that balance and that formula, if you have others' best interests at heart, that is how this business is going to work. So I love adventure. I'm a huge adrenaline junkie, family, humor, health, obviously. I'm a parent, entrepreneur, and an advocate for a syndrome that my son had. And I share about my daily life. I have an 80-20 rule. Really, 80% of the time I share about value and about things that are going on in my life. And 20% of the time I'm going to interweave Beachbody into that, whether it's with a sweaty selfie or sharing about a business opportunity coming up. Now, in more detail, we have, obviously you're going to be working out, okay? You're going to be doing your best to meal plan and to eat clean and to really be fueling your body the right way by eating clean and with Shakeology. We have virtual brainstorms. So just like you guys are on this call right now, this is really how the hub of us working together with our camaraderie and building that support and brainstorming comes together. So this is how you end up interacting with a lot of your teammates or your success partners or fellow coaches or challengers. We do challenger virtual Zooms now too. Meetups and fellowship. Again, we have our annual convention. We have our quarterly meetings that are open to the general public as well. And a lot of times we get trainers. So last year, it was my first event that I was the event coordinator for, and it was 930 coaches. We had Carl Deichler fly in, and we had Alan Calvary fly in, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So the trainers that you see on those videos are just as engaging and charismatic and involved in this company as you would want them to be. So you get a lot of interaction with them as well. There's retreats that are hosted for the team actually this coming November, so next month. There's going to be a diamond retreat for our coaches who are building their business. Super Saturdays, you share your journey, and you grow through personal development. Personal development is a vital behavior for us. We've got 4 vital behaviors, and personal development is a key vital behavior. I'm a believer you can't pour into others unless you're pouring into yourself, and that is something that you need to continue to do. So it's not just physical, it's going to be an emotional journey and a mental journey and a spiritual journey as well. Now, what do you get as a coach? What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down for you. Number 1, your health, obviously. Number 2, 25% off all products. Important for you to know this. 25% off Shakeology and 25% off all fitness programs, 25% off apparel and supplements, okay? Another thing that never goes down, okay? So if you join on as a coach, that percentage discount never goes down after X amount of time. I've been getting that question a lot recently. You get the opportunity to build financial stability. It comes with a community, and you get to help serve others. Beachbody has been a vehicle for me to reach many, 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 many people, and not just in a business side, as far as friendships, as far as parenting, as far as Stevens-Johnson syndrome for my son, and as far as support for mental health awareness as well. Okay, now this is a screen that's important. These are questions I get a lot. So like I said, I'm gonna get right into it. So are there costs associated with coaching? I break this down for you guys right on here. Now, if you purchase a challenge pack, which is how the majority of our challengers and coaches sign up, a challenge pack is a program of choice coupled with a month of Shakeology for a deep discount. So if you're to buy them separately, it would be much more expensive. If you buy them together, it's going to be a much more discounted bundle price that you're going to be able to get through your coach. So if you purchase that, say if you started off as a challenger, like I did, say if you purchase a challenge pack and then you decide, you know what, this is for me, I want to be a coach. There's a $40, one-time $40 coach fee that will get reimbursed to you if you purchase a challenge pack. Now, the other side to that is, say if you're listening to this call, and a lot of my coaches actually were never challengers. They were like, this is something I want to be a part of, and I don't have all the answers, and I'm just going to go for it right now because something inside me is telling me that I was made to do this. I was meant to be a part of something like this. If you sign up as a coach and you purchase a challenge pack at the same time, $40 coach fee gets waived completely. Now, otherwise, it's a $39.95 fee. So really nobody pays that because we're all frugal and we figure out a way to do it, like purchasing a challenge pack. So there's a coach monthly service fee of $15.95. Now that is charged monthly unless you're military. If you're military, that will be waived. But that is going to cover your websites that Beachbody gives you. So you're going to get a Beachbody website and a Shakeology website. Also, something very important you need to know, you are not a middleman distributor in this. What I mean by that is recently I get a lot of questions now, maybe compared to other network marketing companies, I'm not quite sure, but where they think they have to buy all of the product and then sell what they purchase. So I want you to be aware that's not how this works, okay? People are going to purchase from your website that Beachbody gives you, okay? So your $15.95 is going to be covering that as well, okay? So just a breakdown for you. So say if you were a challenger and you were drinking Shakeology monthly, okay? Monthly cost of Shakeology is going to be $130. If you're a coach and you have the discount, it's going to take your Shakeology down to $99. And then if you have that monthly service fee, which I rounded just up to $16, it's $115, okay? So that in its own right there is how the majority of our coaches, what they do in the business. I believe you need to be a product of the product, meaning you're using it. So they're drinking Shakeology daily, they're fueling their body the right way, they're working out, they're encouraging others, they're being very authentic and very transparent and very vulnerable about what's going on in life, and that, you know, sometimes life is hard, but you've got a support network and people are pushing you and motivating you and cheering you on. So as far as cost associated, this is really what it's going to be when you guys sign up, okay? I'm gonna get into another part here too. Okay. How do I earn money as a coach? So another important part we're going to cover. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Okay. You earn 25% of everything you sell from your websites. And something else I want to point out is your residual percentages of that never go down. Again, this is a question I've been getting a lot. People are asking, so after 60 days, does that percentage go down to 10% and then to 5%? No. If you are a brand new coach, you are going to earn the same percentage of your individual sales as a top coach in the company does. That 25% will never, ever go down. You're going to be earning team cycle bonuses. This is something that it's a little bit more complicated, and if you guys have questions, I can talk to you individually about it. I don't want to complicate it, but on the next slide, I'm going to give you a visual breakdown of this, but basically, as your team continues to grow, your team cycle bonuses will continue to grow. I can really never outsell what I earn in team cycle bonuses now, meaning our team is thriving and is doing so well that the money that I earn from team cycle bonuses far outweighs the 25% commission I get from sales. Because again, we're not selling products. If you're selling products, if you're trying to hit a number, you're not going to go far in this business. That's not what this is. I'm a believer that the easiest part of my job is when somebody clicks purchase. And for most companies, that's what they aim for. For me, that's the easiest part, because once they click purchase, my job begins, okay? So then your job really begins as a motivator, somebody who's training them, who's helping to duplicate systems. Duplicatable systems are key in this. Another thing, you can out-earn someone who started before you. I get this question often too. So I can out-earn my coach who started before me. That is incredibly important. As along with, your rank, your individual rank will never be capped by your coach's rank. So you are going to be setting the pace you want your business to grow, and I'm going to be matching your speed, or your coach who invited you to this is going to be matching your speed. It is my goal for my girls and guys to build and to exceed me. I want systems that are quicker to learn. I want things to be expedited faster for them to then take it and run with it. I love that I'm in a business where I get what I put into it. I truly, truly feel that way. I can take this to whatever level I want to, and just because I started later than my coach doesn't mean that she caps my earning potential or my leadership potential or my rank potential in this business. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, what are my personally weekly earnings? This is really small on here, so I can send this to you guys individually too if you guys have a hard time reading this one. But this was actually the first 2 years. I don't have my third year on here, but I did break it down for you guys. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted you to understand what I was talking about as far as commissions and team cycle bonuses, okay? So my first 3 months as a coach, I've been a coach for 3 months. And my total commissions for this individual week in October were $397.42. Reminder, you get paid weekly from this, not monthly. Okay, so $397 for a week, 3 months into the business as a coach. Every single penny I earned was from commissions from my sales. So that meant that people were signing on, they were buying challenge packs, they were buying Shakeology or programs, and they were getting involved in groups, and I was helping them to get involved, and we were also earning residual income because people might have been staying on Shakeology for 2 or 3 months. October 2014, okay, I had been in the business for roughly 15 months. So this week's was $561. So I've tried to pick the same week each year. The important part about this is $114 of that was from my commissions. $396 of that was from my team cycle bonuses. And that is coming from team, okay? That is coming from people who are in this for the right reasons and who are sharing their testimony. Take it to 2 years out, the same week, so October 2015. My weekly earnings that week were $1,651. And $200 of that were commissions, and almost $1,300 of that were team cycle bonuses. So I don't want to get too much into the numbers, but that was 2 years in, and I want to show you that if you're into this to build a business, this isn't a selling company. This is a company about building and about value and about sharing your testimony and attracting the people who are like you. The people that I attract aren't going to be the same people that one of my coaches attracts. And so the earning potential in this business, it's longevity, it's consistency, and it's resiliency when you have challenging seasons of life to continue and not quit. Okay, and last part of this, I'm just going to go over some hesitations or objections people have. Maybe they heard it's a pyramid scheme. What if you don't have a transformation? And what if you don't want to sell things? So is this a pyramid scheme? No. Not a pyramid scheme. Number one difference, pyramid schemes are illegal, okay? You don't have $1 billion earnings a year and profit if you have an illegal company, so please keep that in mind. You earn what you deserve in this, and what I mean by that is the top of the company doesn't make the highest cut. Remember how I talked about that 25% commission? That's the same for every single coach in the company. Another thing is you can earn more than someone above you. Bonuses in that aren't going to continue to reduce in that way, okay? It's also a low-cost startup fee. You don't have to buy $2,000 to $5,000 worth of inventory, and in order to make a profit, you're the middleman and you're distributing that or you're selling that. That's not how this works, okay? You come into this, what you want is going to go through your websites, what your customers are going to purchase, and if you have samples, you can sell samples, but Besides that, you guys aren't buying and then being stuck on the short end of getting rid of a program or a product, okay? That's not how this works at all. Again, you're going to be able to out-earn somebody ahead of you or who signed above you. Last point I want to make about that too is you don't have to sell products to advance rank. This is another question I'm getting asked a lot. You don't have to sell, I don't know, $1,000 worth of products to get to a diamond level. So you're going to hear our diamond and star diamond and different gem levels that we have. That has nothing to do with selling, okay? It has to do with team growth. So I want you guys to understand that. That's why you never see our team post sales link publicly. Never. Okay, we're not sitting there shoveling products out. Okay, you guys don't have to go through that. That's not what this is. It's about growing your team. So if you have 2 members that join your team, you're an minimal coach. If you got more members, you continue to advance rank. So that's how it works. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that. Okay, what if you don't have a transformation? That's okay, because life is a journey, not a destination. This is super important. You do not have to be at your goal weight or your goal physical ability in order to be an amazing coach. People relate to the real, and if you are going through your transformation right now, that is what people relate to. My customers, when I first started, related to my struggles is I was going through my transformation and I was fighting for my health, and I was giving it everything I had, and the days I had setbacks, and that's what people relate to. Trust me, they don't want a perfect fitness model who's at this point and their size whatever, or they have these personal goals that seem so far off. So I want you to remember that going into this. If you feel that you have to be at a certain point in your transformation or your health and wellness journey to be a coach, you're wrong, okay? Successful coaches in this can start at any point and share their testimony. And last but not least, what if you don't want to sell things? Good, because neither do we. That's not what we do. We don't sell, okay? You're going to be fearlessly authentic in this. And these are actually some of my coaches. So that's Steph and Ashley and Mary, and these are their posts. They are sharing value, and they are engaging their market online by showing the quality of life and what their journey is, okay? They're not holding up a cup every single day and adding 50 people to a group that never got asked to be added into. And they're not becoming white noise on their friends or family's pages by meaning, oh, it's another post Marissa did asking, there's a selling thing. She's selling me. That's not what this is. We're about relating, we're about sharing value, and we're about building relationships. And that's what makes this truly unique. So let me stop sharing here because I went a little bit over on time. But that in a nutshell is what coaching is and how coaching works. And I've been doing this now for 3 years and 1 month. I started as a challenger 3 years and 2 months ago. And I can tell you, anybody can do it if this is what you want. I have at-home moms, I have non-moms, I have full-time students, I have people who are working 2 jobs and who work the business solidly for an hour a day in pockets of time, who kill this business. It all has to do with the team that you're with, the culture that's created, and having a mindset that's going to motivate you, and having an army of friends and a support network who are there to duplicate systems, who are there to bounce ideas off of, and who are there to help you navigate this when it gets tough. Because, I've been through some really challenging seasons of life. I'm in the middle of another really hard one right now, and knowing that I'm not alone, and that these are some of my closest friends is just, it's priceless. So that's what you get along with it. So it's 9:40. I know we started about 5 minutes late. So I have recorded this call. And if anybody, let me look. Does anybody have any questions? I don't see any questions popping through. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask below. Or message or email or text the coach who invited you to this call, okay? But I hope that I at least answered a little bit. If you guys have a spouse who wants to listen to this as well, feel free. My husband is a numbers guy and was all about, like, show me the numbers. Like, what are the numbers? Is it the pyramid thing? I'm seeing this all online. Is this real? And it's so exciting when I get on these calls because I'm like, they exist. See? I'm not scrolling Facebook. These are real people. So that's really exciting for, you know, for people to see that. So anyway, okay, I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome Tuesday night. Thank you for your time. If you have any other questions, contact the coach who invited you here, and I will process this recording and send that to all of our coaches as well. So thank you for your time, you guys, okay? All right, night, everybody.